Have you ever stood at the crossroads of continents, where empires have risen and fallen, where ancient history whispers on the modern breeze? Today we journey through time, exploring one of the most epic stories in human history, the evolution of Turkey, from a fledgling state to a mighty empire and its rebirth as a dynamic modern republic. This is a tale of ambition, conquest, collapse, and incredible resilience. Our story begins in 1299, in the heart of Anatolia. A small Turkish beylik, or principality, led by a charismatic chieftain named Osman I, starts to expand its influence. Few could have imagined that this small state would become the seed of one of the world's most powerful and enduring empires. Osman and his successors, known as the Ottomans, were driven by a powerful vision. They skillfully combined military prowess with shrewd diplomacy, steadily absorbing their neighbors and expanding their dominion. The early Ottomans were not just conquerors, they were master state builders, laying the foundations of a sophisticated administrative and military system that would serve them for centuries. Their gaze was fixed on a prize that had eluded countless armies before them, the legendary city of Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople had stood as the impenetrable capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. Its legendary walls had repelled numerous sieges. But in 1453, a young, ambitious sultan named Mehmed II arrived at its gates. He was not just a warrior, he was a scholar, an engineer, and a visionary. He brought with him a new, terrifying weapon, massive cannons, capable of shattering the ancient fortifications. After a grueling 53-day siege, on the 29th of May, 1453, Mehmed's forces breached the walls. The fall of Constantinople was a world-changing event. It marked the end of the Middle Ages and the true beginning of the Ottoman Empire's golden age. Mehmed, now known as the Conqueror, made Constantinople his new capital, renaming it Istanbul. The city was transformed into a vibrant center of Islamic culture, art, and commerce, a melting pot of civilizations that would become the jewel of his empire. With Istanbul as its heart, the Ottoman Empire entered a period of unprecedented expansion and cultural flourishing. The 16th century, under the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, is often considered the apex of Ottoman power. From the gates of Vienna in the north to the deserts of Arabia in the south, from the coast of North Africa to the plains of Persia, the empire's influence was immense. The Ottoman military was unmatched. Its navy controlled the Mediterranean, and its administration was a model of efficiency. Istanbul became a dazzling metropolis. The architect Mimar Sinan, a genius of his time, adorned the city's skyline with magnificent mosques and palaces like the Suleimaniye Mosque, which still stands today as a testament to this glorious era. The arts, sciences, and literature thrived. The empire wasn't just a military superpower, it was a beacon of civilization, a bridge between East and West, fostering a unique synthesis of cultures. But as with all great empires, the seeds of decline were sown even at the height of its power. Over the next few centuries, a combination of factors began to weaken the Ottoman state. Internal challenges, such as succession struggles and corruption, began to take their toll. Externally, the rise of powerful European nations, fueled by the Renaissance, the Age of Discovery, and the Industrial Revolution, shifted the global balance of power. The Ottomans, once at the forefront of military technology, began to fall behind. A series of costly wars and territorial losses in the 18th and 19th centuries led to the empire being labeled the sick man of Europe. Despite several attempts at reform, known as the Tanzimat, which aimed to modernize the military, administration, and society, the decline seemed irreversible. The empire was struggling to hold its diverse territories together in an age of rising nationalism. The final blow came with the First World War. The Ottoman Empire allied with the Central Powers, a decision that would prove catastrophic. After 4 years of brutal conflict, the empire was on the losing side. Defeated and exhausted, its territories were carved up by the victorious Allied powers. The once mighty empire was in ruins, its heartland facing occupation. The Treaty of Sèvres, signed in 1920, effectively dismantled the Ottoman state, leaving only a small portion of Anatolia under its control. It was the darkest hour. The 6-century-long story of the Ottoman Empire had come to a bitter end. It seemed as if the Turkish people were destined to be subjects in their own land. But from the ashes of this colossal collapse, a new fire was kindled. A hero emerged to lead his people out of despair, Mustafa Kemal. A brilliant and decorated Ottoman general, he refused to accept the dismemberment of his homeland. He traveled to Anatolia and ignited the Turkish War of Independence, rallying the people against the occupying forces. Against all odds, through sheer determination and strategic genius, Mustafa Kemal's nationalist forces fought and won a new future for Turkey. By 1922, the foreign armies were expelled and the old sultanate was abolished. On October 29, 1923, the Grand National Assembly of Turkey declared the birth of a new nation, the Republic of Turkey. Mustafa Kemal, who would later be given the name Ataturk, meaning Father of the Turks, became its first president. Ataturk was more than a military leader. He was a revolutionary reformer with a bold vision for a modern, secular, and progressive nation. He believed that for Turkey to survive and thrive, it had to embrace the future. He launched a series of sweeping reforms that transformed every aspect of Turkish society. He replaced the Arabic script with a new Latin-based alphabet, making literacy more accessible. He granted women the right to vote and hold office, years before many Western countries. He separated religion from the state, establishing a secular republic. He promoted education, science, and the arts, building a new national identity based on unity, courage, and modernity. From the remnants of a fallen empire, Ataturk forged a strong, independent, and proud republic, setting it on a path toward the 21st century. Today, Turkey stands as a testament to this incredible journey. It is a vibrant, dynamic country where ancient history and modern life coexist. You can wander through the bustling Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, a market that has been active since the 15th century, and then look up to see a skyline of gleaming modern skyscrapers. You can explore ancient Roman ruins in Ephesus and then relax on a beautiful Mediterranean beach. This is the legacy of its evolution, a nation that has weathered the fall of empires, survived devastating wars, and reinvented itself time and again. The story of Turkey is a powerful reminder that even after the darkest night, a new dawn can rise, stronger and brighter than before. It's a story of resilience, transformation, and the unyielding spirit of a people who refuse to let their history end. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Turkey's epic past. If you enjoyed this trip through history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the past.